Now I want to start this thing by saying that I know already that all the naturopaths are gonna come out and gonna go, look at him, he's bald. He must be on chemotherapy. Well, if that's true, then I know about it better than anyone. Let's hit play.
Doctor, can we talk about cancer a little bit? That the pharmaceutical industry has on us. In my book, I have a bulleted list of 10 questions should ask their doctor. 10 questions.
10.
Cancer is not a reductionistic phenomenon. Cancer is a holistic phenomenon. And when you try to bring a reductionistic methodology like drugs and surgery to bear on a holistic phenomenon, you will completely miss the boat each and every time. You cannot do it. Medical doctors are like colorblind art critics. They can see that that's a boat. They can see the black and white outline, but they're completely blind.
Brother, I can see my boat. It's a yacht. It's the SS Chemo.
Some of the things that you've seen in terms of your patients and what some of the things that you've been able to do.
A better thing to talk about in relationship to cancer.
Wait, hold the phone. There's a mistake here. There must be some mistake. The guy called him doctor, and he's not a doctor. He is a BS, which is Bachelor of Science, which I believe my 8-year-old has, and an ND, which is a naturopathic doctor.
A better thing to talk about, however, is the relationship between profits and cancer in the United States. There was a study that was published, I believe it was in 1994, and they looked at the results. 97% of the time, chemotherapy does not work.
That's an amazing result, if only it were true.
Because medical doctors are driving the research.
Did you see that move? Medical doctors are driving. They're driving the research.
If Ford Motor Company made an automobile that exploded 97% of the time, would they still be in business?
They did. It was actually called the Ford Pinto. Also see the Ford Gremlin.
The reason chemotherapy is used is because doctors make money from it. Period.
No. The reason chemotherapy is used is that study after study show that it is effective for particular types of cancer. Early stage breast cancer, survival has been dramatically altered by the use of chemotherapy. Solid tumors, hematologic tumors like leukemias, without chemotherapy, these patients would die. Chemotherapy has saved lives. Yes, it can have horrible side effects. Yes, it can be associated with not helping people in advanced tumors, because a lot of times you're treating chemotherapy as something called palliation, meaning you're not trying to necessarily cure the person because it's too late, the cancer's too advanced. You're trying to have them have a quality of life or a length of life that's longer than if they didn't get the chemotherapy. So many lay people then will associate chemotherapy with failure and with toxicity and with poison.
Doesn't work 97% of the time.
So the study he's citing is a work of a doctor named Harding, who actually died in 1978 or so. And the work that he's actually citing was work done around 1956. Even if you had a modern study, you wouldn't be able to say that about chemotherapy, all different types, for all different types of cancer, because chemotherapy isn't one thing.
So why is it still used? Money. If you go to a medical doctor, an MD, with a sinus infection, and that doctor prescribes an antibiotic, he gets no financial kickback. Now, if he prescribes 5,000, of that antibiotic in 1 month, the drug company that makes it might send him to Cancun for a conference.
That's no longer something that can happen. Sorry, Cancun. By the way, homie, what's up with the air quotes around Cancun? It's a real play. It's like Cancun, if you know what I'm saying.
Chemotherapeutic drugs are the only classification of drugs that the prescribing doctor gets a direct cut of. So if your doctor prescribes chemotherapy for you, here's how it goes, more or less. The doctor buys it from the pharmaceutical company, sells it to the patient, Cancun, and the doctor pockets the $4,000.
That is in fact not how it works. Even though they do profit from the drug, it's not stabbing the patient, holding them up for their cancer drug.
And there ought to be a law.
There are many laws. Outpatient oncology, they do mark up the cost of chemotherapeutic agents in terms of what they actually bill the insurance company. So yeah, they do pocket that little bit of profit. Now, is that going to influence what they prescribe? Sure, it is. However, They're still prescribing the drugs because they actually do work. His fundamental premise here that 97% of chemotherapy is ineffective is just a flat, bold lie. The studies show that people who forego traditional chemotherapy in cancer cases for alternative medicine die quicker. It's just that simple. So the bottom line is, listen to your doctor, have a conversation. Always think about profit motives in everything that you look at so you can have that conversation with your doctor. But the bottom line is, get a second opinion, get a third opinion. Whatever you do, don't forego the stuff because some douchebag naturopath on Facebook tells you to with 83 million views. That is bad science, bad medicine, and bad for you.
The reason chemotherapy is used is because